we're under in advance, and this is Same Old Story.
If not to die, what are we living for? If not to fly, what are we falling for? Change my mind, you change yours. What do you need it for? Change my mind, you change yours. It's the same thing you said yesterday, and I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. Same shit on a different day. Something's gotta change. It's the same old story again. If not to lie, what are we talking for? If not to crawl, what are we walking for? Change my mind, you change yours. What do you need it for? Change my mind, you change yours. Feel your wave fall down. Without sight, without sound. It's the same thing you said yesterday, and I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. Same shit on a different day. Something's gotta change. It's the same old story again. Change my mind. Change my mind. Change my mind. Change my mind. It's the same thing said yesterday, and I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. Same shit on a different day. Something's gotta change. It's the same old story again, again, again. Same shit on a different day. Something's gotta change. It's the same old story again. Wait, you guys good with that one?
Good.
Okay.
Good to go.
Hey guys, welcome to Stories and Sound. I'm here with Armed in Advance. How's it going?
Good.
Thank you. Yeah?
Thank you for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. Pleasure, my pleasure.
No, the pleasure's all mine.
Oh, no, it's mine. So, for those who don't know, let's start out with an intro of who you are and what Armed in Advance is.
So we're a heavy rock band from Auckland. We're a three-piece, and we play loud music to people who come to listen. Anything like to elaborate on that?
JP, guitarist and singer. Hugh, bassist. And I hit things.
Nice and basic overview, I see.
Yeah.
So, are you guys still fans of Will Smith's film career?
Absolutely.
Is there any other? Is there any other film career that's worth it?
You know, I'm gonna throw some shade here. I think things from like After Earth have been pretty poor, to be honest.
I've heard good things about Concussion, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So shut up.
We'll see. Maybe. You know what?
We are legend.
More research before I
more
throw
research,
shade. Yeah.
So I've spoken to you guys here before, and at that time you were called Stitches.
Yep.
Now you've had to change your name because of its relationship to a less than desirable chap who had an affinity for AK-47s, cocaine, and Miley Cyrus. How did you come across this connection, and what sort of options did you go through before deciding to change your name?
So the how we came across it was pretty simple. One day we opened up our Spotify and found that all of our tracks were under his face. And for me that was kind of like, less than ideal. It's kind of like, we don't really want people to sort of click our song and think that I look like that. He's got like
An AK-47
tattooed on his face, and I think he has metal teeth. Am I making that up? I'm not sure.
It's tinfoil.
It's one of those things as well where you go through the tagged Facebook photos.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is from that show, AK-47 on the face, cocaine.
Yeah.
It's like, oh. And then you kind of found out that Stitches is some rapper from California or wherever, and he's out to AK-47 everyone.
Apparently.
With a brick in your face.
Yeah.
What sort of options did you go through before deciding on the name change?
We took a long time. There was a lot of names thrown out there.
Yeah.
And it started to get really silly.
Yeah.
And I think it finally basically came down to driving down to a show in Raglan that JP and Dan were cruising out together and kind of were throwing ideas together. And then when they finally got there, and they're like, what do you think of Under Advance? And I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Just go
that was
for
the
it.
first one that we all kind of said yes to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think JP was looking at like quotes,
Yeah.
like haikus or whatever through time and everything, and then it came to be forewarned as forearmed.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, forearmed in advance kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
okay, did the old Google search, nothing else came up, so
Yeah, which
So
is
you-
great.
yeah,
It's really
yeah.
exciting.
You're just like fingers crossed when you go
it's
to
like, gosh, what do you think of Foo Fighters?
Again. Not again. So JP, you went to Mains and are a music teacher. So were you all guys sort of taught music formally, or did you teach yourselves? Sort of what do you see as some of the pros and cons of either method?
So I was, taught formally, I guess, to a certain degree, although it's in the contemporary context, so it's not like Trinity or anything like that. But I don't know what these guys.
Oh, I took like 2 bass lessons, then left because I just wasn't into it. But even to this day, every time I see my old bass teacher, he just looks at me and goes, "You need to come back to bass lessons." Probably do.
He said you played.
Nothing for me.
You just hit
kind
things.
of hit things at school, and then had a school band with Hugh, and learned from there basically.
Nice. What do you guys see as some of the sort of pros and cons of those options?
Well, for me, it was always that I never really learned other songs. I was always kind of making up my own stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think from that, it just kind of got me into this whole swing of writing new riffs and kind of playing your own music.
Yeah.
So,
I guess maybe from the other side of things, it's kind of good to, from my perspective, sort of know my way around a few of the chords and a few of the extensions and scales that we're using once you sort of get a good idea as well. So I think they kind of go hand in hand. I mean, a good riff doesn't have to come from any theory. In fact, a lot of them don't come from any theory. But then to
Just make it
elaborate
nice,
that, hard out. Yeah.
Sweet. So you guys released 2 singles as Under Advance, those being Shallow and Stay. And we've got a third on the horizon with Same Old Story. Tell us about the song, like how did it start out and develop musically, and what does it mean lyrically?
How did it start out?
I think the riff kind of came into the band room, but it had been there for a long time. Like we kind of worked on it and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden we're doing other tours in other directions and stuff like that. So it kind of got set on the side there.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden we started working on it again and just were like, wow, that's actually pretty sick. So, yeah.
The chorus, I think, lyrically came first. So I think it was
Okay.
a melody written first one. So
Okay.
it's kind of interesting. That's a relatively new thing. Well, by comparison to the whole Stitches stuff, that's a new thing for us, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. And sort of lyrically, what does it mean?
Lyrically, it's I don't know. It's a kind of a like an overview of frustration with monotony. Like you know, the kind of lyrics they kind of weave in and out of being relevant to each other. But in terms of sort of relationships, people saying the same thing over and over, and then also just looking at general life, just getting sick of the same shit.
Yeah. Relatable, definitely relatable. So your single "Stay" featured on the Kiwi Rock Soundcheck and got quite high on the weekly charts. Now, people often say they don't write with radio in mind, but in New Zealand, do you find that's something you have to do, at least some of the time, if you want to make music your career?
It's on the back of the mind.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you do want to break into that kind of thing, obviously, if you're thrash metal, it's not on the mind.
Yeah.
If we're in the business of writing groovy, hard-hitting rock riffs kind of thing, and if a good melody happens to fall in and it lands on the radio, that's cool.
Okay.
But it's not the one thing we're aiming for every time we write a song.
Yeah.
Totally.
But it's good to have a couple of things on an album that you can pick out and be like, that's radio worthy, that's radio worthy, that's radio worthy. The rest, sick riffs, everyone's going to like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You kind of
I think
build up around it.
I think and further that, I think we kind of made a decision a while back that we're not going to worry about radio or not. We're just going to try and make it really good as we can.
Yeah.
And if we make it as good as we can, then maybe the radio will like it.
Yeah.
And so and sometimes they do. Which
Yeah,
is
so it's like if
Thank
we
you.
like it, other people should like it,
Yeah.
and then go from there.
Yeah, I guess that's sort of like the principle we've
Yeah.
operated on for a little while.
Yeah, sweet. So you mentioned before that it's sort of like the melody started first almost for that chorus. So how has your writing style developed between that Stitches EP and now? Like, what's sort of more into that?
Yeah, massively. Before the Stitches EP, I kind of wrote most of that myself, and I was sort of I didn't know anyone in Auckland at the time that I could play in a band with, so I was kind of just doing the thing. And then since then, and that's part of the reason why we changed the name, because since then, I think the writing process is just significantly more collaborative.
Okay, cool.
And we might not all bring, the same amount of riffs or the same amount of ideas, but we're all got it's a democratic process in terms of how we choose what actually ends up being, in a song or in a part of a song or in the set or whatever.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
So you've got 3 songs so far, and recently went and did a big recording session, which Same Old Story was a part of. Can we expect a new Armed in Advance EP or album release in the relatively near future?
I'll let JP take this one.
There's something on the horizon.
There's definitely something in the works. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
And we'll leave it at that.
Mystery.
Change my mind, you change yours. It's the same thing. You said yesterday, and I can't wait to hear it tomorrow. Same shit on a different day. Something's gotta change. It's the same old story again.
You recently posted about your massive earnings on Spotify after getting close
Huge.
to 100,000 streams. What are your views on this platform, both as artists and consumers?
I love Spotify as a consumer.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think you kind of go into it knowing that you're not going to make money.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to face that very early on.
Okay.
So it's not too bad.
It's just another avenue to get music out to people who might not otherwise hear it.
Yeah.
Like I think we've had 100,000 plays on one song or something like that. The majority of it comes from Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep.
Don't know how that happens, but
Yeah.
But
it's
it
just
does.
another way to get it out there, as opposed to YouTube, Google Play, iTunes.
Yeah.
So not everyone has an iPod.
Yeah.
But kind of a lot of people have a smart device which can access Spotify. So it's just you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit frustrating because obviously, it might not be obvious actually, but bands often sink, thousands, tens of thousands of dollars into a recording process.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unless you're really out there day to day touring, it's really hard to get any of that back.
Yeah.
Or you could get obviously a big distribution deal or something like that, but it doesn't happen to everybody. But it happens to probably the minority. So
Yeah.
from an artist perspective, it can be frustrating, but definitely it's not something that you'd want to ever sort of not do, because it's just such an opportunity to reach so many different people.
Yeah. you don't really you don't view it as a revenue stream. You view it as like a
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Sweet. So you guys have got a street team called the Undone Advanced Frontline, which just fits the name really well. Now I've seen a bunch of Kiwi bands do this kind of thing to great effect. What made you decide to start one up too, and what is it about them that seems to be so beneficial?
I think it's just the commitment. It's basically like we've got a very kind of loyal following of people who come to most of our shows and stuff like that. So we kind of wanted some way that we could connect with them, engage with them, and get them kind of like really excited about stuff and trying to spread the word a bit more.
Yeah.
So it just worked out a treat, really.
Yeah.
It does go back to that thing you said as well, which a few other good New Zealand bands have done it.
Yeah.
And like you've got the likes of Lime Giant, the IAG Army or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and that kind of thing. It's if other good bands have done it, you know, maybe it's another thing that other people should be doing to reach their fans at a different level.
Yeah, just diversifying the way you interact with people, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, also, if we've got something that that's important that's going on that we want everyone to know about, you put a post on Facebook, our actual page, and it reaches like, maybe a third of all the people that are following it, but that might not reach all the, everybody that's really interested.
Yeah.
So then they've got that group as well, people that are really interested. We can reach them straight away, which is awesome.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah.
Soon you guys are going on the Singled Out tour with Baker's Eddy. Give us a rundown of the tour, like where are you going?
Alright, so we've got Auckland, Christchurch, Plymouth, Wellington, Whanganui and Mount Whanganui, so that'd be cool. And actually on the last show in Whanganui is my birthday. So it's gonna be a massive night.
Just drop that one in there. You're going to expect a lot.
Buy me beer.
Before the show as well, just to see how far I can do.
I've actually emailed Whanganui to see if they'd change the name of the town for a day to Hugh.
Yeah, we're still waiting to hear back.
They haven't emailed back.
How'd you guys get on to Baker's Eddy, and how did the the tour come about?
We played a show with them in our last tour down in Wellington, at Valhalla, and just bringing a lot of energy to the show. Got some great songs, and I guess since then they've kind of gone from strength to strength, and toured Europe and stuff like that, which was great. And so that was we're looking for cool bands to tour with and stuff
Like-minded as well.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
they want to get out there and do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Sorry to take the words out of your mouth there.
You've got to sing it if you say that.
Please don't. On that, actually, you guys play a few covers during your show. That's not one of them. But
No, we haven't gone that far.
And lately they've been on the rockier side. But previously you didn't shy away from some pop covers like Lord. Last time we spoke, you were quite adamant about not covering rock songs as a rock band. What made you change your stance on that?
I think because I watched that interview and then I was like, I kind of sound like a dick. And also, because I think shows and covers and all that stuff that goes together is about having fun and people having fun. And it's kind of like, what's fun? Great rock songs. So we kind of just wanted to introduce a bit of that in there and see if we could do it as well. So
Yeah. Not much really kind of in-depth thought about it. We just kind of was like, it sounds like something good
What's
to do.
fun? What's
Yeah,
fun? What's
fair
easy?
enough.
Everyone knows it, and kind of thing, and everyone expects what's happening. If you rewrite a pop song, and people might know the lyrics, but they're not know what's going to necessarily come up next. Like we'll throw in a sweet breakdown or whatever, and they're like, oh, I wasn't kind of prepared for that. But you listen to Foo Fighters, like I think we covered the last couple of shows. Everyone knows what's going to happen next.
Yeah, and then people just get into it.
A couple of beers, you tend to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
We've played Lord, Nero, Blackstreet. What else is there? I can't remember, but we've done that, and then we've gone into Nirvana, Foo Fighters, and those ones just seem to get a bit more of a reaction.
Okay.
I guess it's
More
kind of
of an
like
honest reaction.
Yeah, because it's kind of like people that want to come to our show like rock music, so they're probably not like, man, can't wait to see them cover, Backstreet Boys. It's gonna be great.
Can't wait to hear
Unless.
Yeah.
but we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Cool. So after the single and tour, what can we look to expect from Armed in Advance?
Just drugs. I've got a private jet.
Yeah.
So no, none of that is going to happen. But we're just going to hunker down and do some more planning, and we've got a release to get out this year, and we don't know what that is exactly going to be yet, but it's going to be this year. And then more shows and developing and getting better.
Yeah. Wicked. Well, thanks for the chat, guys.
No worries. Thank you very much. Good stretch.
Yeah. And good luck for the tour.
Thank you.
Thanks to Ding Dong Lounge for having us.
Thank you, Ding Dong.
And thank you for watching. Now let's check out a few songs.
Woo, cheers.
Wicked.
Sweet. Hey, we're Armed in Advance, and this is Shallow. Taking the best of me, I'm in pain all mine, caught up in my ways. What did you say? Soon I'm out of leaving the rest of me. I couldn't change a thing, locked up in my brain. Each and every day is spent the same. Try to catch dreams, but I got an empty net. Nightmare in my head. Losing control. Next
Is that the difference? The feet?
Yeah. Terrapin's kind of halfway between a tortoise and in a layman's sort of sense.
Yeah.
So for you.
Thank you. Classic, well, and for me. I became an expert. I became an expert literally like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I know.
Well.